I prefer hearings to be done behind closed doors because I think that they actually get to the heart of the matter and they get some truth and they can ask questions without preening for the camera, without all the grandstanding. That is my preference. And for Abby Lowell, his attorney, to say, well, you all use that to misinform and to distort the facts. Well, you know what? You can do that too, Abby. After he comes out of his closed-door session, you feel free to knock yourself out and you can distort too. I mean, it's a silly argument. And Comer has said, fine, sit before us publicly, a public hearing. We'll do that later. We want the closed-door one first. And I think that's totally, totally appropriate. Hunter Biden would love nothing more than to sit, have cameras pointed at him, and try to generate the narrative that he wants to form. And I think it's proper and right that you're right. He gets to do another one, maybe on 60 Minutes or wherever he wants to go.
The conservative spin on the Hunter Biden investigation remains at comedic levels, as they now have an issue with Hunter's team requesting to testify publicly. It's something I'd be amped for if Trump's 327 criminal proceedings were made public.
And this just into CNN, Hunter Biden is willing to testify before lawmakers with something of a catch, only if he can testify in public. Caitlin, this is coming from Hunter Biden's legal team. What does this mean then?
Well, Kate, let the negotiations begin. There was a subpoena earlier this month from the House Oversight Committee led by Republican James Comer to Hunter Biden, as well as to many other people, where the House Republicans are wanting to pry into the business transactions around the Biden family, specifically the president's son, Hunter Biden, who has many business transactions and also foreign business connections. They've wanted to build steam in an impeachment inquiry of the sitting president, Joe Biden. They haven't gotten very much off the ground with that as far as facts and evidence goes. And there's even Republicans in the caucus that are doubting it. So Hunter Biden's lawyers are responding now and saying, yes, he is willing to come and testify before your committee, but he's not going to do it behind closed doors. He will do it publicly if you want, but we're going to have to see if that's exactly what happens here, if there's additional negotiations about when this testimony would take place, if it would be in a different plan than publicly as Hunter Biden's team wants it to be done.
So, since James Comer's investigations has had more traction on Fox News, Newsmax, and Steve Bannon's War Room, this development should be music to his ears. He gets Hunter Biden testifying about his dirty dealings in real time in front of the American people. It'll be the end of what they describe as the least transparent administration, right?
Looking for the spotlight for this or do you think this is really an effort to tell the whole truth and nothing but?
Well, interestingly, I think it's a seeking attention. I think it is the continued seeking attention and the fact that he perceives himself as the ultimate victim. And I note as well, remember, he wrote an op-ed, crying out to the world to please have pity on him because of a certain habit that he had, that millions of Americans have, that don't seem to excuse vile behavior.
Come on, man. So now it's Hunter Biden that's seeking attention for his drug addiction, a drug addiction that suddenly so many Americans suffer from, according to Fox News. I remember conservative pundits isolated his addictions as solely a Hunter Biden problem. But now that we may hear from him, he's playing the victim about a serious issue that so many people deal with. It must have been attention-seeking Hunter Biden that wouldn't stop talking about his laptop. He just refused to hold off from showing pictures of his penis in front of Congress. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be said to fulfill what seems to be the real motivation here. Character assassination on TV, while some other form of reality exists when the cameras are off. But they don't stop there.
Somebody should tell Abby Lowell that you don't get to decide how Congress functions. If you want to do that, you can become a congressman and try and change the way laws are enacted and how investigations are done. And when it comes to behind closed doors hearings being perverted, we know who does that. We know it's the Democrats, individuals like Adam Schiff, who would hold closed door meetings for hours and in every break would come out and leak to the press. That's how Democrats do it. So right now, we follow the practice. We do it behind closed doors for hours to find out what further needs to be asked in public. That's how it's done. And if he doesn't want to comply, maybe, sauce for the goose. Maybe Hunter Biden can be arrested at Reagan Airport and put in leg shackles like our former White House colleague Peter Navarro was when he decided not to go to Nancy's fake January 6th committee.
I know how pesky Democrats can be stopped from leaking inaccurate information to the press after closed-door hearings. Since Sebastian Gorka here is so pressed about it, they can be made public. But no. He'd rather complain about Democrats, then agree to allowing them to continue to do what he's claiming that they do. But if Hunter Biden reveals something harmful to their investigation or convincingly disputes their narratives in real time, eliminating the spin that they've thrived off of for months, people like Hogan Gidley won't have free rein to spin in circles to sway public opinion.
Go through the process, Hogan. I mean, a subpoena's a subpoena, and it sounds like, Comer is not going to apply by this. He says, we'll have him come in public, but this is our rules. You're going to do it our way.
Comer, I love the fact he's not backing down here and say, wait a minute, you guys already play by a separate set of rules. The FBI, the DOJ are all in your corner. They decide who they protect, they decide who they prosecute, and it rarely has anything to do with hurting or going after Joe Biden or Hunter Biden. So forgive us, but we're going to play by the rules here. You get a private hearing, of course, a deposition, but then there's also going to be a public one. This isn't an either-or situation. It is a both and situation. I hope it does go public in that second hearing and everyone sees exactly what the Biden family has been up to. I think Republicans are going to be prepared, and I think the American people are going to be shocked to find out what the Bidens have been up to.
I'm actually not convinced that everything Hunter Biden has done is on the up and up. And if I'm part of this investigation with so much evidence and truth on my side that links the president to it as well, there'd be no worries about public or private hearings. But the way conservatives are squirming around the facts that they have doesn't provide confidence in their case. If they really believed in it the way Republican Senator Josh Hawley does, they'd sound much less stressed about information being made public.
My view is that the American people have a right to see, and also, they should evaluate this for themselves. I mean, if you do this stuff in private, what happens is there's inevitably bunches of leaks, and then it's well, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. And it's like, oh, just do it in public and let the public see, open the doors so y'all can report on it.